If you want to find the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. I don't care that they stole my idea. I care that they don't have any of their own. Of all things, I like books best. The day science begins to study non-physical phenomena, it will make more progress in 1 decade than in all the previous centuries of its existence. The scientists of today think deeply instead of clearly. One must be sane to think clearly, but one can think deeply and be quite insane. Let the future tell the truth, and evaluate each one according to his work and accomplishments. The present is theirs. The future, for which I have really worked, is mine. If your hate could be turned into electricity, it would light up the whole world. We all make mistakes, and it is better to make them before we begin. When natural inclination develops into a passionate desire, one advances toward his goal in 7-league boots. One's salvation could only be brought about through his own efforts. My belief is firm in the law of compensation. The true rewards are ever in proportion to the labor and sacrifices made. Misunderstandings are always caused by the inability of appreciating one another's point of view. The hard work of the future will be pushing buttons. A new idea must not be judged by its immediate results. Our virtues and our failings are inseparable, like force and matter. When they separate, man is no more. I hope this is the invention that will make war impossible. It's not the love you make, it's the love you give. Success comes to those who wait. The gift of mental power comes from God, divine being, and if we concentrate our minds on that truth, we become in tune with this great power. Time will judge us. We crave for new sensations, but soon become indifferent to them. The wonders of yesterday are today common occurrences. Intelligent people tend to have less friends than the average person. The smarter you are, the more selective you become. The desire that guides me in all I do is the desire to harness the forces of nature to the service of mankind. As I review the events of my past life, I realize how subtle are the influences that shape our destinies. My mother had taught me to seek all truth in the Bible. We are sum total of our experiences. What one man calls God, another calls the laws of physics. Our brain has very sensitive nerve cells, which allows us to feel the truth, even when it is not yet available. Great moments are born from great opportunity. The action of even the smallest creature leads to changes in the entire universe. Women will ignore precedent and startle civilization with their progress. We are all one. Only egos, beliefs, and fears separate us. Intuition is something that is ahead of accurate knowledge. Most persons are so absorbed in the contemplation of the outside world that they are wholly oblivious to what is passing on within themselves. I had always thought of women as possessing those delicate qualities of mind and soul that made her, in these respects, far superior to man. I had put her on a lofty pedestal, figuratively speaking, and ranked her in certain important attributes considerably higher than man. To know each other, we must reach beyond the sphere of our sense perceptions. All that was great in the past was ridiculed, condemned, combated, suppressed, only to emerge all the more powerfully, all the more triumphantly from the struggle. The great mysteries of our existence have yet to be solved. Even death may not be the end. Peace can only come as a natural consequence of universal enlightenment and merging of races, and we are still far from this blissful realization. Though free to think and act, we are held together, like the stars in the firmament, with ties inseparable. These ties cannot be seen, but we can feel them. Our entire biological system, the brain, and the earth itself work on the same frequencies. The scientific man does not aim at an immediate result. He does not expect that his advanced ideas will be readily taken up. His work is like that of the planter, for the future. His duty is to lay the foundation for those who are to come and point the way. He lives and labors and hopes. In the 21st century, the robot will take the place which slave labor occupied in ancient civilization. The spread of civilization may be likened to a fire. First, a feeble spark. Next, a flickering flame. Then a mighty blaze, ever increasing in speed and power. Money does not represent such a value as man have placed upon it. All my money has been invested into experiments with which I have made new discoveries, enabling mankind to have a little easier life. Instinct is something which transcends knowledge. We have, undoubtedly, certain finer fibers that enable us to perceive truths when logical deduction or any other willful effort of the brain is futile. Cheating women can be recognized by two things, but no one knows what they are. Precisely one of the most gratifying results of intellectual evolution is the continuous opening up of new and greater prospects. I have always been ahead of my time. The Buddhist expresses it in one way, the Christian in another, but both say the same. We are all one. Perhaps I failed, but I did my best. These masters of mine may do the rest. I guess I'll keep going until I drop dead. Insanity and genius have always had a connection. Ideas are born in the absence of influence on the mind of external efforts. There is nothing that could attract human attention and deserve to be a subject of study than nature. To understand the huge mechanism of nature, to discover its creative forces, and to understand its laws, this is the greatest goal of the human mind. If you only knew the magnificence of the 3, 6, and 9, then you would have the key to the universe. The harness of waterfalls is the most economical method known for drawing energy from the sun. Electric power is everywhere present in unlimited quantities and can drive the world's machinery without the need of coal, oil, gas, or any other of the common fuels. I do not think there is any thrill that can go through the human heart like that felt by the inventor as he sees some creation of the brain unfolding to success. Such emotions make a man forget food, sleep, friends, love, everything. Our senses enable us to perceive only a minute portion of the outside world. It is paradoxical, yet true, to say that the more we know, the more ignorant we become in the absolute sense, for it is only through enlightenment that we become conscious of our limitations. Precisely one of the most gratifying results of intellectual evolution is the continuous opening up of new and greater prospects. Fights between individuals, as well as governments and nations, invariably result from misunderstandings in the broadest interpretation of this term. Misunderstandings are always caused by the inability of appreciating one another's point of view. The last 29 days of the month are the toughest. What we now want is closer contact and better understanding between individuals and communities all over the earth, and the elimination of egoism and pride, which is always prone to plunge the world into primeval barbarism and strife. Peace can only come as a natural consequence of universal enlightenment. My method is different. I do not rush into actual work. When I get an idea, I start at once building it up in my imagination. I change the construction, make improvements, and operate the device entirely in my mind.